Welcome to another episode of Mythic Drafting, where today we're doing another Lord of the Rings draft. And we've got a pretty interesting pack here. There is a Aragon Company leader. Aragon's quite good in green and white if you have ring temperature, but it's a little bit awkward because those colours don't have a ton of that. There's Shy Sheriff, which I also like if you're in white. Stern Scott is good in blue. There's a Easterling Vanguard as well. Generous Ant is quite good, but the card we're going to take, I think, is the Torment of Gollum. This card is just an absolute house. You get a 2-2 where you make your army bigger, and you also get to just take the best card from their hand. You get to see their hand. You can plan around it for the rest of the game. Torment of Gollum, fantastic card, and one I'm pretty happy to first pick. Black is the best color in this set. It goes in so many different decks. And if you haven't seen one of my recent videos where I go through this, I have a draft with 3 of these and 2 Pillar Gear Survivors. And that little combo is very, very nice. Now I have a pretty interesting follow-up pick here. There's a Saruman of many colors, which is blue, black, white. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, each opponent mills 2 cards. When one or more cards milled this way, exile target enchantment, instant, or sorcery with equal or lesser mana value than that spell from an opponent's graveyard. Copy the exiled card. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. So a bit of a complicated one here, but you can... Yeah, so I think the equal or lesser mana value than the spell, if a spell is milled. So if you mill a 6-drop spell, then you can cast anything else. The other consideration here is Fire Inscription. Easterling Vanguard's probably the safer pick, but we're going to take Saruman of many colors here and actually try and figure out how this card works. Just a strong card. Why not? Like, I'm not passing the Mythic here in blue, black, white after taking a black card. And now we're going to take Oath of the Grey Host here. I like this card a lot, particularly in controlling decks. You both get a food. They lose 3 life. You create a treasure token. And then you get 3/1/1 spirits tapped and flying, which is a great way to generate value. Helps us cast Saruman. Helps us ramp into Saruman. There's a lot of different things really nice in this deck. The other consideration here is probably like Fog, the Barrow Downs. I think you could take Ugluk if you wanted to go into black-red. But yeah, after our first start here, I think Oath of the Grey Host is a nice little pickup there. So now I've got an interesting pick here. There is a Eowyn Lady of Rohan, which is a nice one. There's an East Farthing Farmer in white. There's a Sellable in the Wise, but we're not taking that. And in black, there's an Orcish Medicine and a Snarling Walk. Don't particularly love either of those. I think here we're just going to pick up a Deceive the Messenger. Blue is a strong color, in my opinion, in this set. And we've already got... Like, I'd rather be blue, black, splashing white than white, black, splashing blue. And the reason for that is the Land Cycler in blue, Lorien Revealed, is a really nice one. And you can't cast it off the splash. It's much harder to. So I'd rather take the blue card there. We're still not locked into blue, though. I do like Kingfisher. I've heard some, people not like this card a lot, but I still think it's pretty solid. But what we're going to take here is Troll of Khazad-dûm. We want to cut black, given it's the best color. It's swamp cycles, land cycles, really nice for us, and a pretty happy pickup for us there. Now there's no blue card in this pack, so that's a little bit interesting. We could take a Banish from Adoris. We could take a Swarming of Moria. I'm going to take Shy Terrace, though. I think this card gets a lot of slack, but I think when you're trying to play multiple colors, it's just a good way of upping the mana base. The fact that it doesn't come into play tapped either is pretty useful. Now there's a 7th pick Shire Sheriff. And I think that's one I'm going to pick up here. I think with, I've already got a couple of Amass cards. And it's really good with Oath of the Grey Host. And it's also pretty fine just as a 2-drop that is a 2/2 for 2. So happy to pick that one up there. I think we'll take a Took Reaper follow-up here. When this dies, the ring tempts you is great. It's a 2/1, which is a bit average, but happy to pick this up here, and we'll sort of hedge now. We're pretty confident we'll be black, and the hedge is now whether we're white or blue here. Could take Shy Scarecrow, but I just don't want to put that card in my deck, so we're not going to take it here. And now we're going to pick up an Eagles of the North here, which will play no matter what because it's got the plane cycling for us there. Easterling Vanguard on the wheels, a nice one. Do like an Easterling Vanguard for these types of decks. Don't really love Eastmark Cavalier, and I don't mind a Willowwind as a sort of flexible option. Nice to see both black cards wheel there, but yeah, we're certainly not playing either of them. So into pack 2 we go, and there's a 1 ring to rule them all. So the ring tempts you. Then each player mills cards equal to your ring bearer's power. You destroy all non-legendary creatures, and then each opponent loses 1 life for each creature card in that player's graveyard. So I think this card is good. It's not as good as some Wraths, but you can set it up to be really good. It's great in a Legends deck. And the fact that it makes 1 creature legendary for you already is fantastic. And looking at this pack, like the only other card we'd play is like Eowyn and Lembas. So everything else I don't think we'd play. Really, the Hornberg's fine. Treason of Isengard is okay if we're in blue-black. But yeah, 1 ring to rule them all I think is going to be the pick for us here. And passing, a lot of green. So we'll hope some people move into green next to us here. Now we have another Deceive the Messenger, another Eagles of the North, Haunt of the Dead Marshes, but there's a Lash of the Balrog here, which I'm just going to pick up for the removal. If we play Deceive to Creeper, these cards are cards that are fine to sacrifice. It's good with Oath of the Grey Host, Easterling Vanguard, and it's also just fine to cast for 5 mana. So happy to pick up Lash there. With our removal spells over here. Now I've got another interesting pick here, sort of between Protector of Gondor at the 4. We've already got a lot of 4s. Or Pelagia Survivor. And I think I'm just going to pick up the Survivor here. We don't have a ton of instants and sorceries here. We have 3 so far. But we could pick up more, and I think it's a more high upside pick than just having another 4-drop. And there's really not that much else for us. And we did pass a lot of blue. So there's every chance that the blue's quite open on the way back here. And now we're getting a reward here with a 4th pick, Claim the Precious, with a Lash of the Balrog still in the pack. So hopefully we get hooked up here with black. And we do with Lash of the Balrog. It's also worth noting that there's a Kingfisher here, so blue does still seem to be open. But yeah, this has been a really nice pack from a black perspective. Wow, and a 6th pick Claim the Precious here with another Lash still in the pack. Black is wide open for us at this point. Reaping the reward, and that's the thing in this format is like black is so strong and deep that in pack 1 it can feel like you're not getting any black cards, but if you're feeling like that, the person to your left is going to be feeling it even more, and same with the person to their left. So it means that a lot of the time pack 2 you'll wheel the good stuff in black and it'll be wide open for you. Now I'm just going to take an Eagles of the North here over a Treason of Isengard. Really just shoring up our mana to enable us to cast Saruman of many colours here. And now we get an Errand Rider at Gondor, 8th pick. I think that's probably a sign that white is far more open than blue at this point. And so we'll take Errand Rider of Gondor. It's really good with the Ring Tempts You. It draws cards. It's fine to sacrifice. It's just a great card all round there. I think Esquire of the King here will potentially play it. We're still not locked into white. Like we theoretically could still be blue-black, splashing white. We could even have quite a creative mana base here, just sort of depending on how pack 3 goes, and what cards we open. We don't want to close ourselves off to any potential strategies, particularly when like the white cards we've got are Errand Rider of Gondor and Shire Sheriff. They're not amazing, and we'd sub them out for Pelagia Survivor and Deceive the Messenger if we did move into blue. So a lot of options here, but yeah, looking to probably get some more legends as well if we can. And if we did manage to do that, Great Hall of the Citadel would help us cast Saruman. We'd probably play one of those for Saruman if we could, but we're going to be able to run fewer lands here. Like our mana base is going to be pretty nice with double plane cycling, a swamp cycle here. And I've seen these cards are even getting played in Modern, so they must be really popping off. Horn of the Dead Marshes, another good pickup here for us. Just a solid one to have one of in basically all of your black decks, but particularly when you have Ring Tempts You and Legendary, because the Ring Tempts You means you can bring this back. It's also fine to actually make this your Ring Bearer, although there's a little bit more downside because you can't replay it over and over again. Snarling Warg here I think is better than Soldier of the Grey Host, but that was a very late Rohirrim Lancer as well. Just sort of picking up a Wizard's Rockets there, but unlikely to play it. And now I'll take a Shelob's Ambush actually over the second Took Reaper. I like Shelob's Ambush quite a bit, and we're definitely black, and we're probably white. If we weren't white before, we're definitely white now. Samwise the Stout-Hearted, really solid card. Legend, Flash, 2-1. When it enters the battlefield, you choose up to one target permanent card in your graveyard that was put there and return it to your hand, and then the Ring Tempts You. So it's a 2-for-1, gets the Ring Tempts You going. Phenomenal card. Other cards for us here that we'd want to wheel, like I would love to play a Protector of Gondor in this deck. Sharky is just not really a consideration, but we're just going to snap up a Samwise the Stout-Hearted here and see what comes next. Now I've got an interesting pick here. Uruk-hai Berserker is great with the Ring Tempts You, but Gothmog Morgul Lieutenant, creature tokens you control have Death Touch in a mass as 1. It's 2 bodies for 1. But we've actually got quite a bit of Ring Tempts You. I've got 1, 2, and then I've got 3, 4 here. So we want to maximize the cards that have the Ring Tempts You. And I think for our deck in this curve, it actually makes sense to just take Uruk-hai Berserker here over Gothmog and just keep getting more and more of the Ring Tempts You into the deck. Similarly, I think here we can just take an Eagles of the North, and what this will enable us to do is run 15 land. I don't really want to play any of these other cards, and it just really helps shore up the mana base. Play 15 land is quite nice as well. So now, actually quite an interesting pick here. There's an Old Man Willow, and there's an Eren Rider of Gondor. We don't have a ton of legends. We do have a fair bit of Ring Tempts You. So Eren Rider of Gondor is going to be good, but Old Man Willow is fantastic. We have 2 free sources at this point. I think Old Man Willow is like, if I was in pack 1, I'd probably take it there, but at our position, I think we've just got to take the safe option there, sadly. Now we get a Golem's Bite, which is very nice. There's a loss to legend, but Golem Bite, kill something cheaply, the Ring Tempts You later. Just a really great option for us in this deck. So, going to pick that one up there. Now there's an Isolation at Orthanc. There's a You Cannot Pass, which isn't amazing. Nothing really for us. I think, the only card we might play is You Cannot Pass, but we're very unlikely to play that, I think. Take a Mirror of Galadriel. We don't have a ton of legendary creatures in the deck at the moment. Could take a Mordor Trebuchet. We don't have a ton of ways of... I think Mirror maybe, but I don't think we're playing Mirror in this deck. I think we could play one Orcish Medicine, but again, I don't love it. I do like a Protector of Gondor here. That's a nice one. And now we get Fog of the Barrow Downs. I'm actually going to take Protector of Gondor. We've got so much removal, and this really helps us with the Lashes and is a great option for us. So go ahead and pick that one up. Could take another Took Reaper here, I think, over the Westfold Rider because of the ring. So I think 15 land in this deck is good. We'll play 1 island for Saruman with the Shire Terrace and the Oath of the Grey Host. Hopefully it'll be enough to cast it. I think the deck is good, but not great, which is something I've been saying about a few of my decks recently, but certainly this one has enough interaction here with 5 premium removal spells, 1 ring, Torment of Golem. I think in terms of controlling decks, this deck's going to be pretty good. And it would just be about, hopefully, drawing the right mix of cards here. So I think we want to run 7 Swamp, which is 8. Probably actually run like this here, because this is 8 plains and effectively 9 swamps. And we've got far more double black, so we want to have more. Yeah, that's the deck, and I'll see you in game number 1. Alrighty, on to game number 1 here. Definitely a keeper this hand. It's interesting if we want to run out Samwise, or if we want to run out Took Reaper on turn 2. I think it will depend on what the opponent plays. This gets the ring going. It also lets us get Aaron Rider of Gondor. But I also kind of like having Sam with the Saga here, because when this goes into the graveyard, you can actually just Samwise it back. And that's a very powerful effect. So, going to run out Took Reaper here. I think hopefully draw a land here so we can Aaron Rider of Gondor, and then we'll be able to, cycle something away. We may actually cycle away one ring to rule them all. Just depends on what. No blocks from us here. We're not trading Took Reaper here for a 1/1. Land there's nice. So now I think we could Samwise here and trade Took Reaper for a card, but I think we just want to run Aaron Rider of Gondor out and just loot something here. Eagles of the North. The ring. Blu-ray doesn't tend to have a lot of legends. I think we just want to... Yeah, I think it's maybe just Protector of Gondor here that we pitch. The other cards are just more high upside, and that's a little bit more replaceable, I think. Bit of an awkward decision because Eagles of the North allows us to get the extra land we need if we don't draw it this turn. Samwise is very good with Oath, and one ring to rule them all is a phenomenal, could potentially be very beneficial for us. So now I could tempt, but I think we just want to get our Oath going as quickly as possible. Also potentially will allow us to cast Eagles of the North next turn, get some more damage in. Although Eagles is very nice when you have Oath, but we're going to want to play Samwise the turn that Oath of the Grey Host disappears, so we can cycle it. Bill Fernie, not a particularly good one. And another rally. So, yeah, now we're actually under the pump a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to one ring to rule them all here. And Took Reaper is going to become our ring bearer. And then we're going to say go. And we're going to hold up our food here. And we can trade Took Reaper for Bill Fernie. And we'll happily trade. We actually no, we won't. We don't need to trade Took for one of these little 1/1s here, because it won't die to the legend rule. So we would trade it for Bill just to save some life. But yeah, no need to trade it for a 1/1 for 1 point of damage. And we'll probably crack our food at end step if we need to. Our other option is to just cycle this for a land to guarantee that we can Samwise and then get Oath of the Grey Host going again the turn after. So here comes Grishnak. So he's going to get to gain control of Took Reaper here. No, he doesn't because it's legendary. So that's fine. Got to make sure we stack these correctly as well, actually. So I'm going to block here. We get a treasure. We go to 6. The ring tempts us again. See, I don't think we actually want to crack the food here because we want... Everything's going to die except Grishnak. And we're going to want to Samwise and then Oath again, definitely. So I think we just say go here. And now we need to make sure that we want this one to resolve second One Ring to resolve first. So destroy all non-legendary creatures. Get 3 1/1s. And now we can Samwise here to get back Oath of the Grey Host. And then make one of these 1/1s our Ring Bearer. And then cast Oath of the Grey Host again. Now we both get another food token. They're going to lose some more life and we'll eventually get some more flyers. So, bit of a value generation there, and really, really glad I kept the One Ring to rule them all here, because it really helped us take out their huge armies, leave them with just Grishnak, and hopefully we can stabilise and win the game here. They could have something like a Gandalf Sanction, so I do want to actually start cracking my food tokens here. As opponent is doing, going to 16. We're going to quickly start. I mean, we've already got the ring up to 3, so one more ring tempts us and we'll be on here. We're also going to be able to cast Errand Rider of Gondor and just straight draw a card off it, so that's fantastic. It's the beauty here of having like the 4 land cyclers is our deck has a lot of gas in terms of like we're going to draw, we've got 2 more 6-drops in our deck to draw as well as Saruman, and we've got less lands to draw, so we're theoretically more likely to draw spells than lands, whereas if we had a 17 land deck, you're going to see a few more lands over the course of a draft than you otherwise would. So good position for us, I think, here. Opponent is taking their time to do some thinking. Fair enough to them. They've got 6 mana, so they can do a little bit. Don't know if it's... Arwen's Gift is, I'm not stoked to see it, but it's sort of... like in this position, we're putting a fair bit of pressure on the opponent and them spending 4 of their mana to just draw some cards. You kind of want to be casting that card when you've already gotten ahead, you're putting the pressure on, you draw more gas, you keep going. A little bit awkward. And the opponent's going to take... they're just only going to take 2 points of damage off the One Ring, but they'll take another 3 off the Oath of the Grey Host. They're going to go to 11 here. Saruman of any colours. That's a nice one. But I actually wonder if we're meant to just cast Eagles of the North here. It's going to be a fair bit of damage on the old Eagles. Saruman's pretty cool to just get down. But Eagles of the North really piles the pressure on. So I think we want to just go with the Eagles here. It's going to do 6 damage in the air, plus another 3 on the ground. So it puts the pressure on. The other option was to just cast Errand Rider of Gondor and crack a food, but I think that trying to close the gate here is pretty nice. Opponent's going to get to... I think actually we just hold... No, I think we can trade Grishnak here. We just maybe want to get that creature off the battlefield. Saruman, it's actually pretty interesting. I think we want to pitch Saruman. No, I think we just pitch Errand Rider of Gondor here. It's worth keeping the Saruman. I mean, Saruman's like a backup plan if something goes horribly wrong. This card's a house. It's a threat by itself. It's difficult to deal with. Wow, and they keep... So they go to 2 here. They're going to crack that food and go to 5. And we've got the 3/3 blocker. And then they're just dead next turn in the air. So hopefully they haven't drawn anything here. It may have been that we should have just cast Errand Rider of Gondor and cracked a food and gone the sort of slower burn. But 6 damage. Here's Fire Inscription. Okay. 4 mana. Get 1 damage in with Grishnak. If they have a Gandalf Sanction, I think they might just win here. So maybe it was right to just go the food option. Yeah, it was. Good game to opponent. Should have just gone the food. I guess against blue-red, there's a lot of damage they can do out of nowhere. So that's a punt. That's a lesson, and I'll see you in game number 2. Alrighty, let's try and bounce back here in game number 2. Good hand here with Haunt, Claim, Shy Sheriff, Samwise. The Haunt will hopefully allow us to get to a Plains. We have 9 sources here, so hopefully it will allow us to get there. And then took a fair bit of ring tempts us here, so hopefully we can get the ring going. 1 ring to rule them all. Another interesting one there. Just gonna have to draw land. Got a fair few sources in our deck though, so we'll keep Eagles of the North on top. It's not ideal, but we are just gonna be able to cycle it and get the 3rd land that we pretty desperately need here. So happy with that one. If opponent comes out and starts running out some creatures, we can 1 ring to rule them out. But yeah, that first game, I think, bit of a lesson. Probably should have just slow rolled it there and not got as aggressive. The only way we were sort of losing that one was to something like that. And yeah, probably worth slow playing there. So I got Meriadoc, Brady Buck. And let's just go ahead and cycle Eagles of the North here. Getting a Plains and Sango. We'll probably end up claiming the Precious on the Brady Buck. Although having 1 ring makes me less inclined to do that. It's more likely actually we just cast Took Reaper. Because Took Reaper blocks it pretty well. We don't mind if Took dies to get the ring tempting going. Opponent taking their time here. And Inherited Envelope. So they've ring temps them, which makes 1 ring to rule them all a fair bit worse, but yeah, Lash of the Balrog's nice here as well. So we'll just play Took Reaper. Nothing really changes for us. And say go. We want to have these back to block and just sort of stabilize the battlefield. We can play a slower game here. We've got removal in individual aspects to take out some bigger threats. If they attack with Meriadoc, here we'll just snap trade with Took Reaper and give Haunt the ring tempts it. Opponent are expecting this green-black deck will have some bigger creatures here as well, like more trolls or splash bombs. But yeah, Lothlorien Lookout, not one we're particularly worried about, and 1 ring to rule them all I think will be quite good in this spot. We're going to get rid of our chaff and hopefully take out a fair few of their creatures. So I've got a Shelob's Ambush. I think we're actually just pass in this situation. Don't think there's really much for us to do. They're going to crack that food. Kind of want to get more creatures out of them, and we can always Samwise. We can Shelob's Ambush if we need to, but I don't really think we particularly are any rush. We're not under a ton of pressure. Opponent's not doing very much. We can sort of just take our time and try and maximize the value we get out of 1 ring to rule them all. Opponent's going to attack here with Lothlorien Lookout. No, they're not. Okay. So now I think we just run this out and give Haunt of the Dead Marshes the ring. No attacks from us. And then Nazgul got milled, and we had an Easterling Vanguard milled. But yeah, now I think we're in a pretty decent spot. Took Reaper's going to die, but this is going to get the ring. We're going to have a looter. We've got Lash, Claim, Shy Sheriff as well. So I'm going to take out 2 of their creatures. And Shelob's Ambush and Shy Sheriff is a nice little combo as well. This creates the food. This can sacrifice it. So hopefully got enough value in this game to sort of take this one down after we threw away a pretty easy one just before. So Mirkwood Spider coming in. And I'm pretty happy to just Took Reaper, trade it off here, save the point of damage. Point of damage saved. Averaging upticks. And then now we'll see what the opponent plays. It's pretty likely they're not going to play anything, as any non-legend will just die to our enchantment, our saga. So we probably held them back there a fair bit. Now I think we can just... I think we actually just pass here. So we can just Shelob's Ambush and take this one down. I think when it attacks. We wanted to play our land because we're going to want to lash anyway. But now I think we can start cycling away all our lands. The other option, you know, we could also like cycle away our land and then claim it back with Samwise. Opponent deep in the tank. They've got great hauls, so they could have multiple different legends here. They are tanking on their decisions. It's one thing I've noticed about Arena is like people definitely take some time making choices, which is absolutely fine, but sometimes it can be a little bit, you know, frustrating as someone who's trying to record gameplay. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you're watching what you've been enjoying about this set, what you've been enjoying about my videos. If there's anything you'd like me to do differently, or try different styles of gameplay, or just how I'm talking through these commentaries. Always looking to learn in this instance, and so would love to hear your feedback. And here we go, Sam's Desperate Rescue coming down. So we're going to get a Nazgul here. We're going to go for our block here with Shelob's Ambush. So they're going to get a food. They're going to get to loot. Don't know what they're going to loot away here. Another Great Hall of the Citadel. So now we block. And we can just ambush here. So Haunt will be a 2/3. It'll get Death Touch. We get a food token. It should just eat the Meriadoc here. And then the token will allow us to Shire Sheriff the Nazgul when they play it now. I assume they're going to play the Nazgul. But yeah, we have 3 removal spells in hand, essentially. And Samwise as well. Could also Samwise back One Ring to rule them all. It's going to do a fair bit of damage to them. And it can kill everything on the battlefield. So, there's some merit to that line. But I think in this instance, we're just going to want to hold Sam here. And here's Shelob, Child of Ungoliant. So I think that's one we just want to straight up kill. And let's just... No, we want to keep our food token around. Now we could just... It's interesting. We don't want to mill our island at all. We could mill it like that. I think we actually just want to claim the Precious, the Shelob. We just don't want this one coming back if they kill Shire Sheriff at any point. It's got Ward 2, but we can pay it here. Let's go ahead and do that. And then let's just bash with our Haunt of the Dead Marshes here. Now Golem's Bite. Samwise the Stout-Hearted could be good, but actually Golem's Bite allows us to... Yeah, I think we just pitch the Bite here. We don't want to pitch Island in case we draw Saruman, but we can Bite now to get to the Ring the 4th and start actually putting a clock on them. And then we're going to Shire Sheriff away this Nazgul. So that's actually going to be a nice turn. I think that's the It's a pretty solid line here. Ents Fury. Take down our 1/1. That is fine. Yeah, so now let's go ahead and Shire Sheriff. And take the Nazgul down. Sack our food token. Eat the Nazgul. Arrest the Nazgul. And then have the ring tempt us as well, which will turn on Haunt the Dead Marshes and also turns on our looting. And it's just a massive threat. A 2/2 Vigilance that pings them for 5 every time they hit. It's going to be difficult. They've drawn many parting, so going to get a little bit flooded here. And with no Ring Bearer to cycle all those lands, they don't have a playable in hand. Could be tough, and we've got Lash of the Balrog as well. So we're in a pretty good spot here. I think we can just cast Eagles of the North here for an extra point of damage and get a threat online. And yeah, now we're going to start looting away the lands. Hopefully we can just outvalue the opponent from here and take this one down. So going to get in. Pitch the land. Opponent goes to 12. They're going to be dead in 2 turns here. And Sago holding the land again because we want to be able to pitch it. And they've got food actually, so they'll be still dead in 2 turns. It doesn't actually change the clock. We've got 9 points of damage on the board, so got a 2-turn clock here. They've got 2 draw steps to sort of get out of it. They haven't hit one of them, so draw a card here. Protector of Gondor is a nice one. Can just play that one and hold up Samwise here. And now I think opponent's pretty dead. Woes Pathfinder, not going to do it. We're just going to clear the way with Lash of the Balrog here. Let's go ahead and Haunt. I want to Haunt here because we get the Scry. Uruk-hai Berserk is good. Lash, sack a creature, kill the Pathfinder, sack the 1/1. And now I can play a land if we want to. But this just makes it lethal. And yeah, that's the game. Win number 2. And I'll see you in the next one. Alrighty, welcome back for game number 3 here. And interesting hand on the draw. I think this one is a keep. These 2 drops are fine. Later in the game, for Took Reaper to claim the pressure, tempt later. And then also Shy Sheriff is great with tokens. But there's the plans on top that we need. So we're going to be able to curve out pretty nicely here with Haunt, Took Reaper into Uruk-hai Berserker. We'll have to hope to find a token at some point to use with our Shy Sheriff. Now I think actually we could just attack in here, but I think it's probably better to just play Took Reaper and say go. We want to trade the Haunt for this Westfold Rider. Yeah, this is fine. And now I think we can Uruk-hai Berserker here and then put it on the Took Reaper. And then attack in with the Reaper here. And they can block with Rohirrim Lancer, which I'm fine with because Haunt can Haunt here. Yeah, this is good for us. Now our Haunt will become the Ring Bearer here. Although actually I think we make Uruk-hai Berserker the Ring Bearer. Because now it can attack in and loot, and then we can cycle back the Haunt of the Dead Marshes here as well. So another Westfold Rider. We're matching up pretty nicely against this deck. There's a Merry. They can draw a card here. I'm just going to trade everything off. We don't want them getting more with Merry. And now we can set up pretty nicely. We could claim the Precious, the Westfold Rider, or we could just Shy Sheriff here. I think we just want a Sheriff, actually. Sheriff's going to be pretty nice here, and then we can always trade it or we can claim the Precious, but do whatever they play. So now Faramir's down. I think we're just going to kill Faramir here. So we're not going to block. Because now we'll get to kill Faramir, we'll get a loot. We'll get to start looting away these lands. We'll also get a legend to set up Haunt. So now let's go ahead and bash in with the Sheriff. Loot away a Plains. And we're going to want to play one Swamp out and say go. Because now next turn we're going to be able to play Return Haunt. They're going to get to hit us for a bit, but this is going to keep looting, and that's just far more valuable. And eventually we're going to be able to take it down. And, you know, if desperation calls, we can always Haunt, then lash it. So now we're just going to attack in again. Shelob's Ambush is a nice draw, but yeah, our card quality should just take this game over, I think. Let's pitch this land here. Troll of Khazad-dûm's nice. And now I think we can just say go and then return this on their end step. Scry for a land, and then we'll have the blocker that we need. Okay, so Erkenbrand's going to boost up the Westfold Rider. Now we could actually just Shelob's Ambush this, but actually it doesn't work because it's still equal here. I think we can just take this one hit here and then have the Haunt for next turn. Yeah, so now we get to just Haunt here. Haunt's going to be a great blocker on this board. Eagles of the North. I think we just want to put this on the bottom. We'd rather have an actual land. And go to our turn. Saruman of many colours. Let's just start off by attacking here because Shy Sheriff is going to give us the loot. One ring to rule them all. Okay, so now I think we do just pitch Saruman here and then bash in. And the ring's going to be really nice. One ring to rule them all is going to be quite nice here. So let's go ahead and cast this one. It's going to put our ring up to 4. We're going to destroy their Westfold Rider. We don't kill Erkenbrand, but it does put us up to 4 here. And we can say go. We can always block Shelob's Ambush here as well to take down Erkenbrand. Forgot it's not going to kill Erkenbrand here. So this isn't as good, but it is actually putting pressure on them here. It's going to do 5 damage to them as well. So we are going to kill them pretty quickly between this damage and the ring damage off the Shire Sheriff here. And Shelob's Ambush is going to be nice. So exile target creature. Okay, that can resolve. And now I think we just block Erkenbrand here and use Shelob's Ambush to take that down. One ring to rule them all is going to deal with Westfold Rider one way or the other. They can either sack it to deal with it, or they can just let it tick over. They should probably just sacrifice to destroy it to stop themselves from taking unnecessary damage here. So yeah, one ring to rule them all actually wasn't as good in this spot. But yeah, they should destroy it now. Unless they have a way to make it legendary, then of course they can stick it around, but no. So we're going to even the board out. That's fine for us. Squire King, not particularly good here, but go ahead and stick it down. It's possible we should have just left the bird on top before. Looks like opponent is either flooded out or has got a handful of removal here. Let's go ahead and pump our life total back up. And then, yeah, there's the Shy Terrace that we needed. So now, I'm going to get in with the Squire of the King. Play our Troll here. And then we're going to have Lash to deal with anything particularly difficult or big from the opponent. They might have another exile target creature, but it doesn't look like they do. We can just bash in here and hit them for 7, and they're just dead next turn. So we'll just say go again. Golem's Bite is a good draw as well. It'll allow us to make something legendary if they do manage to deal with this troll and eventually get Horn of the Dead Marshes back. But we managed to grind that one out. That's how this deck wants to win, and I'll see you in the next one. Alrighty, on the draw again for game number 4. This hand's going to be a keep as well. Got Lash, Claim, Golem's Bite. No planes, but again, we can potentially find one. Enright of Gondor's very good with Claim the Precious because you can get a legend down and then you can start drawing cards. We've got Golem's Bite to deal with something early, and let's go ahead and cycle this now for a plains and stick that one here. It's possible, actually, we should have played Swamp in case they played something we want to kill with Golem's Bite. But hopefully that won't matter too much. The question will be, if they don't play anything we want to kill, do we run out one Errand Rider of Gondor, or do we try and cash in the value of both? So not punish for our mistake here with the Book of Mazabul. I think here we actually do just want to get the Errand Rider of Gondor down because it does allow us to trade for their army. And we can just, I think we just pitch Swamp here actually. Yeah, so now we can trade for their army 1 for 1, and then they're only going to get the benefit of the +1/+0 on another creature, and we can potentially, if they play another creature here, we can just claim the Precious it, set up a legend for our next Errand Rider of Gondor. I think that probably, so removal there, but not the greatest form of removal. And now I think, so we could claim. Our other options to just play. So our options are, I think actually we just want to play Protector of Gondor here. We're only going to take 4 off this. It maximizes our mana, and then we can set up a turn where we can go claim, we can claim Lash, Golem's Bite, or we can Lash, Golem's Bite, and Errand Rider of Gondor. So we'll be able to, do a few things next turn, which is nice. I can actually do 2 of these. So Inherited Envelope, that's a great card for us to see here. Now they've got, a Looting Ring Bearer, but we're going to be able to deal with this creature, set up our own Ring Bearer, and then start going off with our Errand Riders of Gondor here. So no blocks from us this turn. We'll take that damage. We want to use one of our removal spells anyway. And now we can just claim here, and then I think we want Protector of Gondor to be our legend because we're going to want the recursion here, and we're going to want to be able to sacrifice the 1/1 to Lash for efficiency purposes. So now we get to swing in. We're putting that land on the bottom because the only land we really want to draw is a plains to be able to double Errand Rider of Gondor next turn if they don't deal with our legend. They know about our legend though, so it may be that they... So now I actually want to just Torment of Golem them and see what's going on here. They might have like a Glorious Gale as well, and so countering the Errand Rider of Gondor would be bad there. Here's Smite the Deathless. Okay. So they would have done that regardless, but now we get to take a peek, and playing Torment of Golem there is better because we preserve our Errand Rider of Gondor. And Cleanse into the Fire. Wow. So taking down our creatures now, but not the worst. It's not the greatest use of that card. So now they've got Greyhaven's Navigator, Relentless Rohirrim, Arwen's Gift. I think we just want to take Eomer here. I think we're fine with everything else and just say go. Yeah, so Relentless Rohirrim does not surprise me at all there. This one's dealt with quite well though by One Ring to Rule them all is not particularly good here. Aaron Rider of Gondor, I think we just run this one out and try and... Yeah, so let's cycle away the One Ring to rule them all. I don't think it's going to be particularly good on this board, and we can just run out. The question is, do we want to run out another Aaron Rider, or do we want to hold it? I think on this board we actually just want to get the threats down, and so let's go ahead and cast it. Now we're going to have... We can get rid of Lash, or we can... So Golem's Bite's not particularly good on this board. I think we actually just pitch Golem's Bite there. And next turn we can Oath of the Grey Host and start setting that up to get towards our 1/1s. I think Oath is going to be really nice on this board to give us the flyers, the threat in the air, multiple bodies. And Lash is obviously good at just taking out any creature here. So Pippin is nice. So I think we just want to swing with the team here. They can't activate Pippin yet. Looks like they've got probably a removal spell here. So yeah, okay. Hive or Knots, that's fine. So they get to scry and draw a card here. And I think we just don't want to bash with this one, but happy to bash here. So we could Lash using our 2/2 here. I think we actually do want to do this. The 2/2 is good, but I think the efficiency of sacking a creature here to take out Pippin is potentially better. It's interesting. So we could Lash to take out the 4/3 and then have to deal with the Pippin going forward, but I think Pippin's actually a bigger problem for us. And I think we just want to full pay to take down Pippin next turn. It does enable them to get a cheaper Arwen's Gift, but really, given their mana restrictions, I don't think that's actually too big a problem here. They can Arwen's Gift and they'll have 2 mana left over to cast something. And we're threatening, a pretty big presence here with 3 life being drained. Yeah, so we're not going to block here because they can deal with it with Pippin. They're going to be down to 10 off the Oath, and then we're hitting them for 6. I don't think they'll cast Arwen's Gift here. I think that they'll play out some creatures. Okay, so let's go ahead and sack the food here for life. I think that's better than getting an island, given that we've got Oath to create the treasure token here. And now I think we just want to Lash and leave up black. So let's Lash this. Pay the ward cost. Hopefully I don't have anything here to deal with this. So here comes Greyhaven's Navigator. They'll probably just give this protection from creatures. I suspect. And if they do that, then we just won't attack. We're not throwing away a creature for no reason. Yeah. So now we just say go. Because we've got great blocks on our return. They're going to get to draw some cards this turn, but they're going to have to pay full price And next turn we can Took Reaper. We're going to get some 1/1s. And yeah, we should set ourselves up quite nicely, I think. So Rangers of Thillian. That is a little bit problematic here. Okay. So they get the 2/2. The ring's going to tempt them. And that actually gives them the 4th power ring. So we're going to have to block the 4/3 here. I think we're going to have to block both. And use Ambush to keep one of ours alive. So now let's ambush this to make it a 4/4. We get to eat the Grey Havens Navigator and get a food token as well. And we're going to trade for the Relentless Rohirrim here. Oh, Deceive the Messenger. That is a nice one. So they've actually built up our army now. So if we can actually remove that. So I think we just Took Reaper here. We'll sack our food. And then Took Reaper, sack the food, sack the Shy Terrace to get blue and get Saruman down. We can still block the Rohirrim. We can actually chump Rohirrim if we want to. Like if they attack with everyone. Yeah, okay. So here's Arwen's Gift. This game's actually very, very close. Opponent's deck, pretty strong. The Smite the Deathless cast into the fire turn to clear our board was really nice from the opponent. So they've got 2 mana. Oh, Smite the Deathless there is pretty brutal. Gonna have to let that one resolve. I think we actually have to chump here. Yeah, we're just pretty close to dead if we don't. So we can chump. And now the question is, do we want... So this 1/1. And now, do we want to scry one or do we want to guarantee cast Saruman? I think we want to guarantee be able to cast Saruman. So let's get our planes. Sack the food. Because we can triple block the Rohirrim here. And I've got enough chump blockers, I think, here. So yeah, they have to discard an enchantment, instant, or sorcery to even target Saruman. So it's going to stifle these 3/3s pretty nicely. So here's Horses of Brunnen. They have to discard an enchantment. They've got Lorien's Gift. Wow. So that is really nice from the opponent. Again, we're going to have to chump a Relentless Rohirrim here. It's going to make it very, very tough for us. I think the only way out really for us is to draw a removal spell for Rangers. Rangers has just crushed us this game. We're going to take 6 damage, but we need... Yeah, so I think we're pretty just dead here. Oh. They made the Rangers have the ring. My bad. We lost that game. I think we're pretty dead. No matter what. Should have clicked through a little bit slower there, but we're 2-2 now, and I'll see you in the next one. Alrighty, welcome back for game number 5 here. This hand's great. Eastling Vanguard, Golem's Bite, Uruk-hai Berserker. Golem's Bite's really good to mitigate the sort of delay you get on the draw, because you can usually just take out that 2-drop. We've got a lowering tempting here also. And Torment of Golem, another nice one here. If we can... Ooh, so Lothlorien Lookout, not a great one to see across the table there because we can't pick it off. But again, it's also not like the biggest threat of all time. And in green-red, it's not typically as good as it is in green-blue. But yeah, so opponent here, going to get in with that 1-3. We're hopefully just going to go Urukar Berserker and then Torment of Golem them. So, no need to block there. So they don't play anything. Let's just go ahead and attack first here. So nothing. I think we make Urukar Berserker legendary here. Strider of the North. So we've got landfall here. Can just kill Strider, or we could just Torment of Golem them. Our other option, I kind of just want to start by Torment of Goleming in case they've got two threats here, like two big threats, and once it's on the board we can't deal with it. So let's take one of these down. So we've got an Errand Rider of Gondor, we've got a Bag End Porter, and a Butterbur. I think we just want to take the Bag End Porter. Although actually taking the Legend and then using one ring could actually be a nice strategy here. So yeah, let's actually go ahead and do that. We can take the Legend there. Bash in. Revive the Shire. They can return a permanent credit food. We can double block Strider here. Unless they have a land. Errand Rider of Gondor, they're going to go looking for one. Yeah, so here's that land. Going to get in with the 5/5. And Samwise Gamgee as well. Okay. So whenever a food enters the battlefield. So no blocks from us here. So now I think we just want to... Unfortunate that we can't pick off the Samwise. I think we just want to kill Strider. And then make Urukar Berserker Ringbearer, and we'll get a loot in here. Got pretty good blocks this turn. We'll pitch this here. Because now like next turn, if we need to, we can troll, cycle, and then also cast one ring to rule them all. But yeah, hopefully they'll play like Bag End Porter. They might just attack. I think they're going to return... Probably return Strider to their hand. But if they do that, they can't cast Bag End Porter. So, unless they have a land here. So, Squire of the King. Create a food. Now it's our turn. So, we could Protector of Gondor. We could just one ring and get a loot in here. Because I think we want to take out... So if we run one ring to rule them all here, we're not going to get to kill... They're just going to play Strider. But I don't want... So I don't want to... It's just awkward because I don't really want to pitch this Troll of Khazad-dûm. I just want to have it down there for later. I think it's pretty important for us. But I also don't want to just run the one ring to rule them out now and just take out these two creatures and not get that Bag End Porter. So I think we might just want to Golem's Bite the Samwise Gamgee and actually just uptick the ring. And put it on the Orc here. Because now we get a loot in. So yeah, let's go ahead and pitch Eagles of the North here. Protector's going to be pretty good, I think. Actually, might have been right to just pitch Protectors there. Now Strider comes down. That's fine. They can give +1/+1 to that. They get to scry. They've got a Bag End Porter in hand. So at least one ring's going to, slow them down pretty significantly here. No blocks from us. Haunt the Dead Marshes. So we can Haunt and Protector of Gondor. Let's just see what we draw here. Because we can also just pitch Haunt here, which I think we want to do. That's going to sneak in for damage. And now I think we can just troll. And then we'll One Ring to Rule Them All and make our troll our legend. If they have a land, it is difficult with Strider, but they're going to have to run their lands out. I think they're going to run Bag and Porter out as well. Here comes the land, and now I think we just chump this Strider. So this is first strike 5/5. Yeah, we're just going to chump. Going to amass 1. Shy Sheriff. Shy Sheriff's going to be good when we Protector of Gondor, actually. So now let's One Ring to Rule Them All. So we could actually attack first, but they're going to attack with everything. And we're going to want to have a chump blocker. So I think we just One Ring, make Troll our legend. Make Troll our legend. We mill them for a bunch. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 creatures. They're going to take 6. And now we say go. So no attacks from us here. We just want to mitigate the damage. We're going to destroy all non-legends, and we're going to play Protector of Gondor, play Shy Sheriff, and take out the Strider. So that's nice from opponent here. Ripping that off the top to exile. I mean, so now we're just going to want to chump Strider here. This is just dying on our turn. So, actually no, we'll be chumping, Bag and Porter here. And then, just want to make sure we haven't milled a ton of lands, but I think, yeah, we're going to be cycling Shy Terrace here for a swamp. Let's go ahead and do that. And now we're going to kill all non-legends, and then we'll Protector of Gondor and Shy Sheriff to take down Strider. I mean, now it's bad, obviously, if they find removal to kill Shy Sheriff. We're just not meant to win this game, but One Ring to Rule Them All is going to deal, wow, a ton of damage. But Generous Ent is also a pretty big problem for us. So Eagles of the North to start things off here. But yeah, we're going to have to find a way through the Generous Ent. We don't have any current ways through it. It's got reach. It's a 5/7. They can attack us. So they get to scry 1 now. So they can attack us down to 1. It's pretty risky given if we find any way to wield a ring. They're just dead. Oh, actually they're not with the... So I don't think we want to block this turn. I think we'd rather block next turn with all 3. Lash of the Balrog here. Let's pay 4 and just take that one down. So Lash is a great draw. Our other option was going to be we'd just play Errand Rider of Gondor and then triple block it. They'd get to kill 2 of our creatures, and then they get Strider back, it's really bad. So yeah, we did need to draw there. And now Eagles of the North coming in clutch to give us the boost to take them down this turn. File of Galadriel, 1 turn too late. That's a nice win. We're 3-2. I'll see you in the next one. Alrighty, on to game number 6 here. This hand's going to be a keep. It's Samwise. Got Shy Terrace to get our swamp. If we draw a swamp, then we can obviously just hold this terrace or get an island. Opponent's taking a mulligan. This hand's pretty nice, pretty solid. Obviously, Claim the Precious isn't going to be that castable for a while, but especially when the opponent takes a mulligan, I think you want to keep most of your playable hands. You don't want to be mulliganing, for small benefits here. So a Squire from the King is a pretty decent one actually to draw there. Going to start chipping away with it. It's not amazing or anything. This is probably one of the worst cards in our deck, to be honest, but yeah, it is going to allow us to just chip away here, hopefully for some damage. I imagine opponent's probably going to cycle their Wizard's Rocket which is unfortunate for them because it's not going to be able to cast them anything, but they will get to draw the card here. So green-white, Samwise Gamgee, that's nice. So now let's just shy a terrace here. No attacks. I think we'd actually flash in Samwise. So Elvish Farsight. So they get to... Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield, you create a food token. Sam's a great card. I mean, Sam's an awesome card. I think we probably would flash in Samwise here to kill it if they attack. Although, actually, no. I think we just shy terrace and then Golem's Bite the Samwise. They can get like one food token. I'm not particularly worried. They've got to get 3 to be able to get the Wizard's Rocket back. But Wizard's Rockets with Samwise is a nice little combo. It does enable you to just reuse this and just draw cards. And now Mirror Guardian. So Mirror Guardian. So there's Meriadoc. Okay. So now I think... Oh, this is a tough one now. Do we block it? I think we do for the chance that we do actually get the if we draw a swamp here. Yeah, so now we didn't draw a swamp. I think now we can just bash in here. And then end step we can sack this for a swamp. They're going to get to attack with Meriadoc, but they would have anyway. We take a little bit less damage this way, and eventually we're going to get to use Golem's Bite. Opponent's pretty nice draw here. Going to need to find somewhere to put all this food, but as long as we can stop that, I think we should be able to grind this one out. Strider's nice. We saw Strider last game. Strider can do a fair bit of damage, but we've got to claim the Precious. We just need to draw another swamp here. Or our Lash of the Balrog. There's the swamp we needed. So now I think we want to just cast Urukai Berserker and get our loot going. We're going to be able to Golem's Bite something on their end step here. Easterling Vanguard. I think we just want... We actually do want the Vanguard here. I think it's quite nice on this board. We can Golem's Bite the Meriadoc and then have the Vanguard to kill the Mirror here. So I'm going to put it on that. So now the question is, do we want to kill... I think we do want to just Golem's Bite this. Because now we can attack with Urukai Berserker. If we draw Swamp here, we can Vanguard and claim the Precious. And we get 2 looks at it with Esquire of the King. We don't really want to pitch out only island here. So let's go ahead and just attack with Urukai Berserker. Actually, I think we do. I think the tempo advantage here is good enough that it's actually worth doing this. So let's go ahead and play this out. Let's destroy Strider. And then we'll continue to make Esquire of the King our Ring Bearer. And then cast out Easterling Vanguard. And now if we draw land, we can Eagles of the North. And we're going to have First Strike. And start doing a fair bit of damage here. So revive the Shire. They get back Samwise Gamgee. They've got Great Hall. So that's far out. That's really nice for them. Because now they get to, bring back Wizards Rockets, Meriadoc, Ranger of the North, Strider. They get to bring back one of them. So yeah, they bring back Strider, which is going to be a delayed one to play out here. They don't really have any great attacks though, so potentially it's going to be a little bit of a tempo battle here. Squire of the King will continue to get in. Just going to have to wait to see what we draw here. Claim the Precious. Okay. So the question is, do we want to claim the Precious Samwise or claim the Precious the Strider? So Strider's going to create a food. Then they just need one more food. One more creature to actually just get another one. So I don't think there's any point waiting. I think we just uptick Ring to max. And we also want to attack with Uruk-hai Berserker here and offer that trade because we've got Easterling Vanguard to play defense. So now the question is Oath of the Grey Host or Eagles of the North. I think Oath's actually going to be better here. So they are going to take the trade. Okay, that's good. Now the ring tempts them, but they don't get any benefit from it. It's their 4-4 against us here. So yeah, we can just... Let's go ahead and attack first with Squire. Get to cycle. Okay. So now we're really, really happy that we kept the Oath because we're going to get to Shy Sheriff away our food token. The treasure token we get from it is also going to allow us to cast Saruman if we do happen to draw it. We've also got Golem's Bite to give another ring activation. So I think we can actually just take one hit from Strider here. And Mirkwood Spider, okay. So now we get a treasure. Let's go ahead and start by attacking with both here. Pitch a Swamp. Opponent will kill a Squire of the King. We just want to Shy Sheriff here. Sack the food. Exile the Strider. And then now we can just... We just pass. Because we want to make something our Ring Bearer next turn. We can just do it this turn. Like, we don't need to. So let's exile. Make Shy Sheriff our Ring Bearer. And get in here. Because now we can loot away the land. That's more beneficial to us than playing that land there. Because we just want to have as many spells as we can. Opponent's dead on board, but we've got a Troll and it took Reaper. So managed to grind this one out, I think. There's a Generous Ent again. The old boy. But he's not going to be enough, I don't think. We've got... Yeah, we've got enough damage, I think, here. Yeah, so Eagles of the North will do it. So now I can Eagles. This is going to be enough. Swing with the team. Loot away. Took Reaper here. And then they're going to block 1, 2-1, or the 3-1, and they just take 9. And they'll die. They'll take another 3 from the ring, but it's not going to be enough for them. Sweet, sweet game there. 4-2, and I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, on to the next one here. This hand's going to be a keep. Shy Sheriff is a little bit unfortunate on turn 2, but we don't have to play it, particularly if we're looking down like a, you know, if we're not under too much pressure. Could potentially hold it off here. Seeing Wizards Rockets as well, like the opponent's going to have one less card in hand. It may actually be that I think we actually just hold Shy Sheriff back. The upside's just so much higher. And we've got a lot of ways to make tokens in this deck, so I think it's better to just hold it here and go for the value as opposed to just chipping away for 2 damage. And also, it'll be outclassed pretty quickly, and then is not a great creature. And there's one that we're very happy to see there with Protector of Gondor, because now next turn we can play Protector, and then we can play Precious and Shy Sheriff, and potentially clear 2 creatures in the 1 turn. So Haunt of the Dead Marshes from opponent, they're going to get to scry here. They've got Minas Tirith as well, which is one of the better legendary lands. Draw a card, attack if you can activate only if you attack with 2 creatures. It's pretty easy to enable that quite nicely. So now, Mordor Master, come down. They're going to be able to activate Minas Tirith next turn. But we are going to go ahead and just cast Protector of Gondor here. Should gum up the board quite well and set ourselves up, hopefully, to take something down with Claim the Precious or Shire Sheriff. Flowering of the White Tree. That is very nice from opponent here. So now I think we just want to take down the Easterling Vanguard here. Sack the token. Exiling it is good because it doesn't amass. And now we can just say go here. Flower of the White Tree is a really nice one against us. All these little creatures are just going to become so much stronger here. And now Protector of Gondor. I think this one's going to be pretty tough to win here. We have our own... We do have our own 3/3 here, so... We could attack with it. I think we might actually need to just get the damage in here. And hope that Eagles of the North can... hope that we can ride it home and try and, next turn... Claim the Precious, the Protector of Gondor, play Took Reaper, hold everything up. Just kind of try and grind our way to victory here. I think we just want to put it on here in case they have instant speed and mass. They might just be throwing this away in order to get a damage in and start racing us. The Black Breath is also another great explanation for why they made that attack. Not a card I like to see played a lot, but not a bad one. But now we can play... Claim the Precious and Urukai. Man, we should not have played that land. I think we actually just want to play Took Reaper here to trade and then play Claim the Precious on this. Such a punt to play the land. We want to make... I think for first instance we make Shire Sheriff the Ring Bearer, and when we get our second Ring Bearer we'll probably make a Protector of Gondor here. Okay, so that's pretty brutal for us. Get to amass here. And now they have a legend. We don't really have any great blocks. And they get to take our last card. So yeah, I think that's going to be done here. Shire Sheriff's not particularly good anymore now that we don't have a token to sacrifice. We're not blocking here yet. But yeah, I think this one's a little bit out of reach now. There's the Shire Sheriff. It's not going to do it. No attacks from us here. Going to have to just chump and take 2. I think we just chump here. The ring's going to tempt us on the Sheriff. And we're going to have to hope to cycle into something and hope opponent's got nothing, but very unlikely. I think they're just going to draw a card here. So Minas Tirith is going to town. Haven't actually had a Minas Tirith, but that one's really nice. And now Nimble Hobbit is going to get to tap down any blockers that we have. It looks like they actually have something here. Shelob's Ambush, not going to do it. Because they can tap us down. So good game to the opponent. That's 4 and 3. Pretty solid one with that deck. The deck wasn't amazing. It wasn't the worst deck in the world. But I hope you managed to enjoy the video. And if you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content in the future. And I will see you in the next one.